Hi, and welcome to episode 18 of Tennis Volley with Brian Danielson. Today, I am here with a friend of mine that I play tennis with for many, many years. I've been playing tennis for many years, probably over 40 years or so. Scott Johnson here.
Hello, everybody.
And he is a very accomplished tennis player in his own right, and he never has to give up his game. He will find a way to try to win. He'll drop shot you to death. He'll lob you. He'll do, and he has good volleys, reaction volleys too. But anyway, this is Scott Johnson, and with that, in the fact that what began with your game and how you got started, what started you and got you going within the game of tennis when you were at your age, at a young age, at about what age, and when did you kind of start the game, and what got you started?
Okay, well, when I first got started, I was 10 years old, and we all got tennis rackets. Me and my friends and my sister got tennis rackets. I got a Pancho Gonzalez wood racket for Christmas, 1981. And so, of course, we can't play in the wintertime. So we waited till late fall, and we all got together because we played other sports. And we had a big tournament. I ended up losing to Todd Delger 7-6. It wasn't a tiebreaker, just a game. And he bragged about it a little bit too much. So I said, I'll beat you left-handed and right-handed. So I practiced all next year till the end of the year. And I beat him 6-0, 6-0 right. And then I also beat him left 6-3, 6-3. So that really got the passion going, because I wouldn't even know the game, but I really enjoyed the game. And then I played for a couple more years up until junior high kicked in. And then I lost to Greg Peterson 3 straight years. He was in Anoka, I was Coon Rapids. And then he lost to the Edina kid that won state all 3 seasons. But that still kept the fire burning. I didn't play 18 and 19. I just graduated from high school and stuff. And then I came back and played in 2000, or not 2000, sorry, 1992. And we had a huge tournament. I got 3rd place. I lost to Kyle Kep. But it was a real fun tournament. Mike Zame beat Kyle Kep for the championship. And then 1993, we got, I ended up playing in a couple of tournaments out in Shoreview, Slice of Shoreview. And I got Bill Stokes, Adonimi Ajima, Wayne Harriman, and I got about 6 guys from there. And then I got 6 other guys. So we had a 12-man league. I ended up winning the league, and we ended up having a league from 1993 to 2001. Some years we had two leagues and tournaments. I ended up winning 7 times. Bill Stokes won 2, John Zamo won 2, and Joe Rigdon won 1. And then 2002, I stepped away again due to a hernia. 2003, I came back because the passion still burned and played a whole bunch. I went 95-2, won the tennisleague.com. And then I stepped away again 2004, 5, and 6 just because I needed a break. But then the passion once again still burned. I'm kind of like the Brett Favre of tennis. I step away, but then the passion burned, so I come back. And then I came back in 2007 and played quite a bit. And but there was no league, so I ended up making a league in 2007. I called it the Johnson Open, and I got like 16 guys, and we had a league and a tournament. I won it. And then we ended up getting on the computer, and there was a tennistour.org, which started in 2009. And I ended up winning that. And then we had the Johnson Open again in 2010, and I won that. And then, so we ended up having 4 Johnson Opens, 2007, 10, 16, and 17. And I won all 4 of them, which was a lot of good tennis. And then we also had tennis tours, which there was 10 of them. I won 7 of them. Actually, there was 11 of them. I won 7 of them, lost 3 finals, and then 1 I lost in the semifinals to Mike Merrick. And then that kind of went, that league ended or whatever, but that was a good run of 11 years with the tennis tour. And then the Johnson Open went to then Matt Creasel took over. and made it the Creasel Open, and it's been the Creasel Open from 2018, 2019, 20, 21, 22, and now it's
in this year, 23.
18, 19, 20. And it's 6th year this year already, surprisingly.
Mm-hmm.
Matt's a real good guy and player.
Yeah.
And so it's been a lot of fun. Like I said, I'm the Brett Favre of the league. I retired a few times, but the passion really burned, so I'm back playing.
Back playing, yeah.
If it wasn't for the injuries, I probably would have never stepped away the times I did step away.
Well, yeah. And most of us, whenever we do have an injury, we hate having that injury. And we have to step away, and it's like, nice day out. I wish I was on the court. I wish I wasn't injured and stuff. But now, with that, whenever you decided to play left-handed and beat that one guy, did you always have a two-handed backhand when you started playing with that, and then, or was it that you kind of acquired the two-handed backhand when you decided to try to practice and beat this guy left-handed because you just wanted to, because he was bragging too much?
I just really wanted to win, so I just kept hitting the ball against the backboard, because there was a backboard at Riverview Park where I lived, and I just hit the backboard for hours on end.
And left-handed only.
Yeah.
Left-handed only.
Yeah, left-handed backhand, left-handed, just one hand.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, this hand was just to drop the ball down.
Oh, sure.
And it was a lot of fun.
And with that too, is that then when you started requiring? Did you ever have any kind of a one-handed, right-handed backhand, or did you always have? Once you kind of were hitting with your left hand and were good at it, then that's where you kind of took over with your two-hander?
No, I had the one-hand backhand right-handed, but it wasn't that good, so I figured I would try the two-hander,
mm-hmm.
and it was like finding a needle in a haystack. It really felt good, and
mm-hmm.
I just kept it.
Yeah, one of your best shots, backhand down the line.
Yeah, I kept the two-hander, and it's actually my favorite shot in pickleball, actually. Not that we're talking pickleball, but in pickleball, the one-hand backhand, because the paddle's so little, you can't really get two hands on there.
Yeah, well, that's true.
I really prefer my one-hand backhand down the line in pickleball.
Yeah, sure. So now the guys that even though the guys that you did meet in the tournaments and got together with the leagues and everything, were there any specific guys that you actually kind of grew up with playing and just going out during the summer and go, oh, let's get out and play. Let's do this. Let's play every day.
Yes, the times I wasn't in a league, we had like park leagues at Riverview Park down the road from where I lived. Because where I lived, you went 10 houses down, you were at the park, 10 houses down at the other way, you're at 7-Eleven. So you just woke up in the morning, called the Thompsons or
mm-hmm.
Todd Kurtz, Brett Nelson, and said, let's meet at Riverview. And you'd go play all day long.
Oh, yeah.
I hear your mom at the end of the driveway yelling, Scott, come home.
Come home, lunch, dinner.
You could hear her yell your name from the court even.
Oh, yeah. And that's the same way I grew up, too. I grew up at the high school courts myself and on the cement courts, and the white cement courts, chain link fence is what for a net is what it was, the chain link net for the net, and yellow painted lines on the white cement. So those were fast courts back then, and when I started and stuff.
Well, where Todd Delger beat me the first time I played when I was 10, like I was saying, it was the net was chain linked.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and that wasn't very forgiving at all. You never really dribbled over on the other side on net shots too much. It always came back on your side because of that net. Just did not want to forgive anything.
It gave a couple, but. Yeah, not like it does today.
Not like it does today at all. Not at all. But yeah, with that, then.
But no, I've been in a lot of leagues. I've counted it actually. I've won 25 championships. I really take pride in that because a lot of them were hard work. In like 2016, there was 4 tournaments, and I won all 4, which was really hard work. Because 2015, 2014 actually, on Mother's Day, I got in a bad accident.
Mm-hmm.
So I broke my teeth, and I was in a bad accident. And I was playing, but I didn't have my endurance like I once did.
Mm-hmm.
So then 2015, I was still playing, but I still didn't have the endurance. So then I trained and got in the best shape of my life. In 2016, I ended up winning the tennis tour, the Johnson Open, the Frost and Fire tournament.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was the tennis. I'm missing one. I usually don't do that, but there was 4 tournaments that year, and I won all 4.
Oh, sure.
Very proud of 2016.
Oh, yeah, and then that was the Fire Frost. That was something that you put together yourself, with a group of guys. That then we went out and played 4-game sets, and then kind of divided it down to then who was going to be in the championship match, and you ended up winning, and that was there's some good players in that too, in that particular tournament too, but you have such a knack for being able to get people to get into a tournament. Hey, let's get these guys are going to be playing. Let's get together and let's do this little tournament that I'm going to put together and everything. And you got all the stats down. I mean, you have, and you can remember shots that you hit like years ago, like down the line. That ball was in the corner, in by 2 inches, but in the corner near the baseline, and that was a great shot, because I remember that I was down 30-40 and it brought it to deuce, and you can remember shots like that, like unbelievable.
Especially when we're out there playing, it comes to me. Now taking a few years off, the last couple of years I've been dealing with a hip injury, but so the memory's not as good as it once was. But yeah, I remember a lot of the shots. It's a good time rekindling the memories and stuff.
Oh, sure, absolutely. And then one time you and I were playing one time at night, and it was like we had the most court one at a local at Mounds View local court, high school court, and it was court 1, which is one of how they're set up is there are about 8 courts in the front. There's 2 in the back near the school. We were one on the nearest to the school.
Yeah.
And we were slugfesting that night, got into a tiebreak set. And this tiebreak went on forever. And anytime, it was add in, add out, add out, add in. And I was serving. I was the one serving. And it was like that tiebreak went actually 1916, something like that, I think, wasn't it?
Oh, are you talking about the deuce game?
Yeah, the deuce game. Oh yeah, no, it wasn't a tiebreak. It was just a deuce game, back and forth.
Yeah, it was a deuce game, and as a matter of fact, you had 11 add-ins, and I had 8. On my 8th add-in, I finally won the game. After the game, we both kind of sat on the changeover and didn't know what to think, didn't know what to do. I believe the final score was I won at 6-3, 6-3, but at that game it was 1-1. It was 1-1 in the second set.
Oh, yeah, that's right, 1-1 in the second set.
And after that game, I was really hoping that I was going to win in straight sets, because that was really a tiring game. 19 deuces.
19 deuce add in, add outs. And it was like either one of us, and me, of course, have the most easiest, simple shot to win the shot on. I give him a shot. He hits this little blooper, just somewhere out of the way that I didn't have my racket held right. But whatever reason it was like, how in the heck did he get away with that? Easy. I had him dead rights to none.
It was a change up. The only shot I could do.
Yeah, a change up, and here I am thinking, I'm going to get this. But the way he hit it, it was I couldn't get my racket up, and I just kind of pooched it right into the net. And I'm But 19 deuce adds. That was one heck of a deuce game.
All-time record. Me and Sean Hesley went to 3 12 deuces. And 12 deuces is a lot of deuces.
Oh, yes, it is.
Really, 4 or 5 is a considerable amount of deuces.
Oh, sure.
But 19 deuces is unheard of. I don't know if I'll ever have that many, or even 12 deuces again. But
sure.
It's almost like people think we rigged it or something. But there's no. Even if you tried to rig it, it'd pretty much be really hard to do.
Hard to do, absolutely.
But, 19 deuces is
is a pretty good record. I think that's going to hold up for a while with anybody that plays or has that a multiple deuces in a game.
Me and Bob, and then I got the longest point. Me against Bob Schmidt. I was playing Bob Schmidt left-handed.
Oh my gosh!
And we had like a 5-minute point.
Oh my goodness! Really?
I'd hit it to his backhand. He'd hit it to my forehand, and we kept battling back and forth, and no one wanted to give it in. Finally, he hit it into the net. I went on to win the tiebreaker 7-0.
Oh my gosh!
That was the first point of the tiebreak.
Oh my goodness! Oh goodness, that's crazy.
And then that year, the other tiebreakers, I beat Darren Healy 7-0, and then Brian beat Paulo Lorenzen 7-0. The only 7-0 tiebreakers all year.
Yeah, and Paulo's a very good player in his own right. I think he's from Argentina, I think
Brazil.
Oh, Brazil. Okay, Brazil. So in that area, and what a player he is. He can hit the ball, and he's very consistent. But one day, I just happened to get him in a tiebreaker, and he was just giving me these moon balls right in the service, right in my forehand side, and I just 7-0 in the tiebreak. So that was a very good tiebreak for me too.
It's always fun to get the 7-0.
Oh, it is. It definitely is in a tiebreak. in a tiebreak, it definitely is.
Knock on wood, I can't remember losing any of them 7-0.
Yeah,
I'm sure with all the tennis I've played, I had to have lost one 7-0. I just can't remember it.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Now, also, if you guys on YouTube, if you want to go to my YouTube channel, go to Tennis Volley Talk. If you want to see the podcast here, you can make a comment. Tell me what you like seeing, what you liked about it. With that, and then here in a little bit, you're going to see Racket of the Day, and this is for you podcasters out there. If you want to see what I'm talking about with the Racket of the Day, you can always go to my YouTube channel, Tennis Volley Talk, and make comment, look, and then you'll get to see with the Racket of the Day what I'm talking about with what racket I'm showing today and the history of that racket. That's just something to have you guys keep watching, and hopefully that you do like what I'm talking about with Tennis Volley Talk on my podcast on YouTube, and also drops on podcast venues also for those podcasters out there. So that's always most fun thing to do, and I like doing Racket of the Day too. In that respect.
And then lately, because I've been injured, the 2019 season is one I remember, and I ended up beating Darren Healy in the Creasle Open, and then I beat Sean Hesley in the tennis tour. That was the last year of the tennis tour.
Oh yeah, that's right, the last of the tennis tour, yeah.
And Scott Crones won the Creasle Open twice. I won it once. Mike Merrick, the defending champion, won it once. And then Vineet Jog won it once.
That's right.
I lost to him in the final in 2021, coming back from the Achilles tendon.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember that. So that took a long time to get over, too.
I was very proud of myself getting to the championship. I would have loved to win it, but
sure.
But Vineet played a good match, and
yeah, he's a pretty good player too.
I'll take second on that one.
Oh yeah. Oh, absolutely. And he's a tall, lanky guy, so he has a heck of a serve and very consistent ground strokes too.
It seemed like every crucial point he hit a big serve or he hit a big forehand.
That's true.
It seemed like, and I just couldn't get, the old hump. Just couldn't get over the old hump that day.
That's right.
But,
that's right.
Sometimes you just got to shake the guy's hand and say, "Nice match, way to go," and that's what I did. And
sure. And then you and I have several friends that like my last episode I did with Matt Creasle. I interviewed him, and he's in the tennis league, and he's the one that runs the Matt Creasle League. And then of course, another friend of ours, Bruce Swanson, that you and I know. That you and I have played many, many times over the years. And he's really exponentially have worked at his game too. And has gotten really good. And he can beat some people at certain times too. and he's had my number for a couple of years here because whatever reason my game is kind of non-existent right now. So I'm trying to get back to doing what I can try to do to get back into some kind of a resemblance of a game for myself. But it is what it is with tennis. It's that fickle kind of a sport that happens to you, and you have those off times, and you just got to keep working at it and trying to get back to it too, in that respect too. With that, but with this, I do have racket of the day here for us here, and the racket that I have today is actually this is an E. Kent racket from probably the early 30s to mid 1940s racket, and it's endorsed by Bruce. Let's see. It was. It's endorsed by. Let's see. Bruce Barnes is who it is. Bruce Barnes. And then it's called the Ace racket, is what it's called, and that's kind of the name that they give several different rackets by name. This could be one of the mid-range rackets, like sometimes with the Davis rackets. There was the Imperial, there was the Imperial Deluxe. Imperial was one step down, Imperial Deluxe was one step up. So this could have been the mid-range Ace racket. But Bruce Barnes, he was one of the ones that actually endorsed the racket. Now, with that, in college, Bruce Barnes, he was a turned pro in 1932 to 1943, and won the U.S. championship circuit. In college, he never lost a tennis match in his whole life. In college, and then later on in 1933, when he turned pro in 1932, he ended up winning the doubles championship with Bill Tilden in Berlin, Germany, is where he ended up winning that in Berlin. So that must have been a heck of a good players between the two of them that way too. Undefeated, to be able to go undefeated in college also. But also E. Kent Company, the founder was Elijah Kent. He established E. Kent Company in 1840. He began making tennis rackets in 1877, however, with that. When he saw an English tennis racket at a Philadelphia sporting goods convention is where he saw the racket. So he decided to go back and start making a racket. And then in 1877, 1877 is that's when he started making the tennis rackets too. And then they were Kent was a major manufacturer with four such rackets as Sears. That Sears carried tennis rackets. Wilson carried tennis rackets. Schlesinger had the brand Schlesinger that they went to different stores. And Kent was the major manufacturer with that too. In any particular time, they they in the 1920s, 30s, Kent actually made at least 1,500 rackets a day is what they ended up making per day. And generally sold back then, the rackets in the 30s, 20s, 30s, back then for around about a big whopping $7 for a tennis racket back then. So that's the cost of what a tennis racket was. And that is a little bit of back with the Kent Company and how it kind of got started and everything too, with the several different names of the racket, you had somewhere like the well, actually, it was kind of like the Rex and the Lennox racket is kind of what I was talking about with the brand name, or the Aristocrat racket, which is an E-Kent racket too. So, like I said, that this one here, like I said, was probably one of the, and as you can see, it says Ace, and it has the airplane there, the old biplane. So that's really kind of cool in itself too, and. With that, that's kind of where the name with the Ace name of this racket too, which is really kind of a nice, still a very nice racket of rackets from that era. Of course, then back then, you still had the old cat gut or cow gut that they did strings and made and did the stringing with that back then. So that is the racket of the day, and so with that, any other thoughts that you want to give on any other kind of tennis tips that you might have for anybody, or anything of that nature? And also, like I said, remember you YouTubers, go to my tennis channel, Tennis Volley Talk, if you want to. If you like what you're seeing, leave a comment. You podcasters, like I said, if you want to see what I'm talking about with the racket of the day, go to my tennis channel on YouTube, Tennis Volley Talk, for you podcasters out there. Just remember.
Sometimes when you're in a tournament, you can't always win. And I remember in 2012, I was invited to a tournament, and there was 64 guys, and the top 4 players got a trophy, and I just wanted to get in the top 4. And I ended up going 4-1 on the first day, and I started cramping up, but I was done for the day. And they said, "Are you going to be back in the morning?" I said, "Well, I'll try." Anyways, I got back in the morning. I won 6 straight matches.
Oh, wow.
And then I lost to the guy I lost to the previous day.
Oh my gosh.
He ended up getting 3rd. I got 4th.
There you go.
I got a big trophy. And then I watched the championship. Those guys were way too good anyways. But I was very proud of 4th place.
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
So sometimes, even, whatever you can get is what you can get. It's not always, even though I love to win, I'm very proud of that 4th place trophy.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And then back to the tennis tour, I got to give a little credit to Bruce Leonard. He 2014 and 2015, he won the championship over me. And then in 2017, Matt Creasel won the championship over me.
Mm-hmm. And those 2 are very good players too. Both of those are very good players.
And then Mike Merrick has been in the tennis tour and the tennis league, the Johnson Open, and then now the Creasel Open. And he was always knocking on the door. He finally won it last year. I was very happy for him.
Yeah, and I saw that match too. So, and he was playing really good. Wasn't missing anything. And he's a good player in his own right. A very consistent player.
He's got
all the way around.
Yes, he's got a very good serve and very good deep forehand, and
just keeps you on the defense quite a lot.
And then he's very good at the net also.
Mm-hmm. He very much is. So with that, I do thank you for coming in and being an in-house guest, Scott. I do appreciate it very much. And I hope you can get over the injury so you can get back out on that tennis court and get that passion going.
Yes, I might have to get the hip surgery and then
get over that and then get back.
Because the passion does still burn to get out there and play.
Oh, well, that's always good. And you always got to have that passion for tennis. Like I said, you podcasters, my podcast channel, Tennis Volley Talk, if you want to see the racket of the day and see what I was talking about, and then for you YouTubers, Tennis Volley Talk on YouTube, leave comment, let me know what you think, and everybody have a good week playing tennis, and happy tennis playing out there.
Have a good one.
Have a good day.